It's a Dodge video. What's up, guys? TK. And today we are going to be working on the old Dodge. So if you haven't been keeping up with this truck, then this is going to look completely different. Anywho, we got a couple little issues, like my transmission likes to leak out of the seal for the shifter. Yeah, this alternator does sparky spark things. Not a big fan of that. And the brakes are kind of like, but instead of fixing any of that stuff, we decided we needed exhaust. Because let's be real, we can't drive around with open manifolds. I mean, we can, but anywho, that's what we're doing today. I guess we're gonna go ahead and slide up underneath this, because this is supposed to be like a direct bolt-on set I got from LMC. It was like 450 bucks, 500 bucks, somewhere along there. And it showed up a lot quicker than I thought, because I thought I was gonna do the video about the 76, but the way things kind of lined up, you're getting the Dodge video, and then you might get the 76 video, and then you might get the big block video. I'm not sure yet, so just stay with me on that. But let's get to it. I need to lay out what we got. Kind of get an idea. Now, judging by these instructions, I'm gonna ordinate this in the way that it's supposed to be, and then I'm gonna like kind of suck you back in. But what it's looking like is looking like that once we come up off the manifold, this is the like routed outside of the frame rail. You following me? So it's gonna be out the frame rail. So that's pretty neat. So just for demonstration purposes, we are just gonna mock this up, bolt this together, and get it going. I do plan on later on welding it all together, but guys, my neighbors probably complain every time I crank this truck up, and we live so far out of town. Like when I do drive this, it's kind of, yeah. So let me just go ahead and take these pieces and flip-flop, zippily-lop them around, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna see exactly how it's gonna, you know, lay out and correspond with everything. Okie dokie, so we're bam. This is pretty much how it's gonna lay out. So what I'm thinking is, once this swoops over like that, this is what's gonna route it outside the frame, and he's gonna suck into the frame. And I'm guessing we're just gonna have to get up underneath there and see it. But this is kind of the layout that we're getting. So yeah. Now, I did get a box of goodies. Like bracketries and whatnot, and clippy clips. So what I did realize is that I didn't have the parts that clip onto there. But I am a hoarder when it comes to stuff like this. And owie, there's one. That's one we're gonna reuse. And that's two we're gonna reuse. As you can kind of see, this is kind of became my yard scrap haul truck. So yeah, we gotta definitely get exhaust going on this, so we can definitely start putting this to work. I don't want to like say too much right now, but this truck might be going through another transformation. I was out and about today, and I happened to find a short wheelbase that is like, and if a negotiations goes right, I would love to buy that short wheelbase. And you see what I'm saying? So fingers crossed if that works, because I don't know if you guys would love to see a short wheel swap. A lot of guys would be like, oh, I'll just buy a short wheelbase truck. Oh, I'll just buy a short wheelbase truck. Well, I don't know if you realize this or not, but down here in the South, well, specifically in Louisiana, I rarely see these trucks, if at all. And most of the short wheelbases that I've found, there's always something tying them up. So if I can just get away with a no title short wheelbase ragged out for a couple $100, then cool. Because I was originally gonna buy a short wheelbase frame, but my local pick pull yard was like, we'll do like $600-700. I'm not giving you $600-700 for a frame. That's just uncalled for when I can buy like a short wheelbase truck that's ragged out and get the upgraded suspension and stuff for like $500 or less, and then scrap like 3/4 of that and make some of my money back. It's just it's unheard of. But I'm rambling now, so let's go ahead and cut those off so I can have them ready for this, so we can crawl up underneath this and break. So it's another day. What's up, dude? So it's another day. Day kind of like ended abruptly. Really couldn't get much done, but at the same time, this is something I technically don't have to show you guys. But when you get these like bolt together exhaust kits that are already like pre-bent and stuff, you pretty much get the pipes and you get these cheap yin yangs, and essentially they just kind of like bolt together, or they slide in together. So right now, because for one, guys, I couldn't really get a really nice camera angle yesterday to kind of show you guys the assembly of this, but it's pretty straightforward. Once, like, you know how we had it all like laid out on the ground, that's pretty much how you're gonna hook it up. It's pretty much like Legos. But let's go ahead and show you possibly the hardest part of this whole thing, or the most annoying part of this whole thing. So you're gonna have to take your two down pipes coming up off your manifold that you come in your kit, and you're pretty much gonna have to like attach them to your manifold. That is literally the hardest thing, because depending on the orientation of your bolts, you got one there for this one and the other one's like back there, which the driver's side is the hardest side, because you gotta like finagle around the starter. There was no point in you guys hearing me cuss for about 25 minutes trying to get that, you know, done. But the same thing goes for this side. Now, to show you as far as clearances go, you see that oil filter down there? It looks like it's touching, but it's not touching. We got clearance. It's fine. Look, my hand's around it. I can get my hand on the other side, so we're good. There you go. I don't know if you can still see it. Yeah, I got clearance. I'm fine. So that's not touching. So following down, pipe down, I do not like how low this sits. I mean, that's probably about a good, I don't know, 5-6 inches. Now, of course, when we put the hangers on it, it's gonna, you know, suck it up a little bit closer up. But I mean, I'm not a big fan of how low this sits, but you know, this is just getting everything mocked up. It's not bad. It goes on the outside of the frame rail, which I think's pretty neat. Now, we got it ran, and it comes with these glass packs. Now, if you guys know anything about glass packs, that you got to break them in if you really want that loud sound. Now, fortunate enough for us, or you may not know this, but I haven't started this yet since I put the exhaust on. If you guys seen in the old videos, you know how loud this thing is, because it was just straight manifolds, and it's kind of hard to like test and tune straight manifolds. I'm not that old school, so don't get me started on that. So I'm about to crank this up, and we're actually about to see what it sounds like for the first time with the exhaust hooked up, and we're just gonna simulate if we was to dump it right behind the cabs. That's pretty much what this is. Now, after we crank it up and see what it actually sounds like, because of course you got to warm up and everything, we're gonna break those glass packs in by shooting water up in it. That I'll be able to catch all on the camera, and then we'll go ahead and try to finish the rest of this exhaust out back. I'll probably time lapse that. That'll be a little bit easier because I can kind of set you guys up back here and it'll work. So put you down. A lot quieter than I thought. I'm used to that drone noise. Definitely got to do some tuning. You can see a little bit of the twitchy twitch. So we definitely got to do some tuning. But it's definitely quite. Ooh, that alternator belt kind of. Yeah. Pretty sure we're going. I mean, we need to get another alternator on it, but we're not doing that today. But don't sound bad. So we're gonna let this heat up. I'm gonna get the water hose and I'm gonna see can I break it in while, you know, we got this going. But guys, it don't sound bad. Sounds pretty good. It's idling at about, I don't know, about 7, maybe 800. So it's not too bad. That should make them sound nice and right. Yep. Does it go up like that? Yeah, it goes up like that. So we're gonna push it all the way in because it can't go no further, which is about there. All right. And then we're gonna come down here. Let's see here. Looks fine to me. Let's try putting you on like this then first. Oh, I guess that was the ticket. Oh. And then I guess it's gonna angle out like so. What is it riding on? The frame. So it's gonna come up and come down like that is where it's gonna be at then, huh? That looks about rightish. Yeah. So now we're gonna take our lovely jack stand. So this should be fine. This should give us exactly what our sound's gonna realistically sound about. So for the time being, it's kind of like it's riding, okay? So from there, all the way from there, all the way down, yep, it's gonna ride up. So this right here is actually gonna go up higher. I just got to get some hangers and stuff on there, which I don't know if we'll accomplish that today because it's starting to get dark out. But it's pretty much gonna wrap up this video once we get the other side kind of mocked up and we get a final like crank and see what it sounds like. So let's go ahead and just knock out that other side and I'll bring you guys back. Again, there's not much for me to show you. It's a bolt-on kit. So I mean, well, it kind of got dark now. So this is kind of what we got going on. I got it running right now. So okay, so I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so you see how close this is to the tire, correct? This is good, because when we tilt that up, it comes out about right about there-ish, okay? So from here to there is 7 inches outward, all right? So let's move on to the other side. Yeah, so this one is 14 inches out. While we got it running, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like give you a demonstration. White of that tire out. That's probably gonna give us our best reading. If we go for the middle of the tire, we're about 20 out all the way across. Now I'm not like getting super critical on this, but it's about 20-ish out, okay? So if we take that same process and we come over here, again, not super accurate in these readings. We're going to take the inside of that white out, okay? We are 10, maybe 11. Let's turn it sideways to get you more of a... So 10, it's more or less 10. You can't really tell because of the funky camera angle. All right, one more time. So we're 10 inches out on that side. From the tire, from the edge. Definitely got to cut some off. See what I'm saying? I want to start small because I don't want to like go real big. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop 7 off. We're going to chop 7 off and then we're going to mock it back up. Because right now we don't got nothing bolted down. We kind of have everything mocked up where we want it. So like if you look at this, we're making sure that we're not touching the actual wheel. Okay, that's very important. We got jack stands on it holding it up from there. Same thing on this side. The fitment on this side is pretty much identical. We're away from the wheel, which is good. Remember, this exhaust is going to go farther up because of hangers and such, because we want it sucked up. But we got good clearance between the exhaust and the tire. And we're not colliding with any suspension or anything like that. So it sounds good back here. Definitely a little smoky, but that's okay. It's cold out and it's still blowing out some of that water. So I'm gonna kill this, snatch that off, cut 7 inches off, shove it back on and see where we're at. All right, so boom, yet another day has passed by, but we're pretty much done now. Where I last left off, my GoPro had freaking died, but you don't care about any of that stuff. Anywho, we said we was gonna cut 10 inches of pipe off. Well, I took the pipe out and we cutted it from the inside, so like the muffler side. And the reason why we did that is because we didn't want to shorten up the tailpipe side, because on that pipe there's an arch, okay? And that arch follows the flow of the frame. You got me? You got me. So, instead of cutting off 10, you always want to cut off less first. Because remember, it's easier to cut less than it is to add. So boom, I cut off 5. Chopped it off. Put it back on, mocked it up. We remeasured. Alright. So from there, I was about 4 inches off my target goal. Okay? I cut 3 off. That put us right there within an inch to play with on our exhaust. So being within an inch, I just took the exhaust side, well, the tailpipe side, and I kind of pulled it out and adjusted where exactly we needed it to be at, zipped it down, and now we're good. So let's go ahead and dive in to the Dodge. Since it's daylight out, we can see a lot better. So coming down from the collector, we went all the way along the frame on the outside, and we followed it all the way down to out. You see that distance on that side? That distance also matched the side that we cut, okay? So it came out pretty dang good. Again, it's a bolt-on exhaust kit. Some modifications are required. Not everything's gonna be perfect. So what I'm about to do now, since we're at the tail end of this, is I'm about to fire it up, I'm about to warm it up, and then you're gonna get to actually hear the exhaust notes of it. All right. All right, we're kind of warmed up now. Listen to that exhaust note. It comes up off the manifolds, it comes down, and as soon as the down pipe on the exhaust hits, it like arches over on the outside of the frame, and then it follows the frame rails all the way back. So it doesn't mess with anything. Like, I don't have any clearance issues. Like, look up in here, I have plenty of room between my tire, my leaf springs, my frame. Don't look at that. All that stuff clears pretty nicely. See what I mean by that curve? It curves and follows everything pretty nicely. We got no clearance issues, nowhere. Even like, this truck's not lowered, but I mean, even from like the frame below, like we got like a good 6-7 inches from it, you know, bottoming out. So if we was to, like, I don't know, slam this truck, wouldn't have any issues. Now, of course, ground clearance is very important. So if I was to slam this truck right here, this is my only complaint, is I would probably do something about how this cross over. What I would like is if we cut it further up and tucked it higher. Not so much on this side, but on this side over here, most definitely. If we was to cut it, see that gap? If we was able to cut that and tuck that up a lot higher, I think that would be better. I mean, to be fair, this might be bad play on me. I possibly could have tweaked that pipe just a little bit better, but hey, what now with all this extra weight in the back? I mean, we're good. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video, guys. I didn't want to give you nothing too crazy. I kind of just wanted to do the update on the Dodge, guys. This truck's very special to me. it gave me the motivation to start my YouTube channel after I did that that LS breakdown video and the story behind this truck and stuff. Every time I look at this truck, I smile, and I just kind of got my feelings when I saw this truck the other day, and I was sitting there thinking like, man, I really haven't done anything on this truck in a while. I haven't, you know, paid any respects because we've been working on the Monte Carlo, or we've been working on the 66 and all these other things that's going on. And it's just like, you know, I haven't really done anything to this truck in half a year. So it's kind of, you know, it was kind of growing on me. So I wanted to share this today with you guys, and I appreciate it if you like and hit the subscribe button. It continues to motivate me to keep, you know, making videos for you guys. But with all that said, guys, it's pretty dang cold, and I'm surprised it's not raining at the moment. Over the past couple of days that I've been recording this, it's been raining. So we could have did this in the shop, but then that would have required me to move those two trucks out, and I didn't feel like doing all that stuff right now because, again, it's muggy and it's wet. And anyway, I'm blabbering on. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Continue to enjoy your holidays, and if I don't see you before or after, I should see you, but if I don't, you know, life. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna cut to the exhaust clip of me putting it in gear so you can actually hear it when it idles down. Don't sound